first animals. They got him in the end. The end.
Ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, boys and girls, ghosts and ghouls, I'm Scary Gary, and joining me today, as always, is Eerie Aaron.
Hi guys, long time no see.
Spooky Sammy.
Woo! Hi guys. Cheers.
And Juicy Jeff.
Juicy. Hey, what's up, guys? Don't even have to add the sound effect this time. I did it for you.
He's been practicing for like months.
We are Division 3 AM, and this is the Aftermath Podcast. We are the most infrequent show you'll find on Spotify, iTunes, and any place you can find your podcast. Yes. We show up whenever we finish an investigation, which takes a long time.
We're the most infrequent, but we're the most desired.
So we're the top rated with 9 episodes going on 10. Ladies and gentlemen, hell yeah.
10th episode, we should do something. Oh, wait.
Copy.
Even though one of our episodes is just famously missing, it just skips 2. Mm-hmm. I have it, but you'll never see
the lost episode. It's
nobody should ever fucking see that.
Aaron will watch it when I copy it to this drive. So we are here today. We are going to talk about our trip to Stone Mansion, not to be confused with Prospect Place Estate, because every time we think about those two, they're pretty close to each other in look, so we keep saying the other one, trying to talk about the Stone Mansion. But the Stone Mansion, a whole different ball game than what we dealt with at Prospect Place Estate. So we're going to get into that. First off, let's give our feelings and our first impressions of walking into Stone Mansion. I keep almost saying Prospect. I keep pausing.
Yeah, I got it.
Stone Mansion.
It's already out there.
So before we go into our first impressions, if you haven't seen it yet, here's the trailer. Wasn't that nice?
That was great.
It was like going to a movie.
Aww.
High quality shit right
Yeah,
there.
we always forget this part. We always forget this anymore. But today, before we jump into these first impressions, we are drinking something not in a can for the first time.
Not in a can.
We actually picked this up at a brewery today, and it's
Immortal.
immortal. I keep wanting to say infinite.
Immortal death.
Immortal
Undead mead.
Immortal undead mead.
Was it 10 or 14%?
10. This
10?
is a 10% mead.
And what brewery is this from?
This is from Coonan.
Coonan, yeah.
Coonan.
It's in Clinton Township.
Both of the the breweries that they have. We went to both of them because the first one pretty much didn't have food. So we drank, and then we went to the one that had food.
And then we ate
some
more. Drank more, ate food, brought some home.
And we brought some home for the show. This is the best one we had while we were there, and we tried a lot of different kinds of their beers since we went to both.
Yeah.
So we're going to drink this throughout it. We already know how we feel about it. We'll talk about it at the end of the show, but this is Jeff's first go at it. Have a sip there, Jeff.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about
It's juicy.
Is it
the end of the
juicy? Is it juice?
Well, we'll give my impression later, but it's good. I like it.
So yes, we are Division 3 AM, and if you haven't heard, we are the Halloween Fair of Holland Best Booth Design of 2021. We won this. We forgot to bring this up on the last show, but we had the best decorated booth, and that was voted on by a very non-biased group.
Very terrified children.
Very terrified
Yes.
children voted for us.
Yeah.
They did.
So that was pretty awesome. We won this, and I found out I had COVID like an hour later.
That's 100% true.
They were terrified because of that.
It wasn't just scary looking, like to be there. It was
The feeling was just COVID.
at risk.
It was just high risk.
You
Like,
might
what
die
about-
coming to our booth.
We literally had other people there from other booths. One lady came up and was like, we're like, where's your mom today? And she's like, oh, she stayed home. She has COVID. She made it through yesterday, but she's like, yeah, I can't do 2 days. I'm like, she came knowing she had COVID? What the
Yeah,
heck?
what the fuck?
And then I leave. I'm like, holy shit, I had COVID too.
Like, I didn't even know it.
That walking taco tasted pretty salty.
That could go so many different ways.
I'll take it.
Wait.
Everywhere it comes.
Oh my god.
It was an actual walking taco.
If your walking taco is salty, please check your pH balance, ladies.
Remember when we
Check
talked
that
about
pH.
ghosts and stuff?
That's long in the past.
I'm not really
It's
sure what we are
long.
anymore.
Now we're
past
talking about
something.
your mental health or your physical health, whichever one you want to talk about. I mean, we're here for you.
Buddha Stone Mansion. We are talking about Stone Mansion.
Yes.
So, initial first impressions rolling up to this place is just wow. It's literally, it stands out. It's just smack dab in the middle of this little side of the neighborhood, and it was built purposely to be that way. The street itself, the house itself, everything was built around it because the guy who built the mansion, General Azahill, built everything in that neighborhood. He owned this freaking town pretty much. Like, he owned everything about it. And the dude was like way tall. Like, he was this tall. So was his wife. So he couldn't even be on our show right now. You'd only see his forehead if we actually had him here. So join us next week as we summon General Azahill Stone.
He's just like a little thing. He just comes up like, "What's up, guys?" and
He
goes
just
back down.
pops up on the Ouija board like, roll around.
The overall appeal, like the way he built the mansion, so he built it like on the main road of the who's who of Winchester, Indiana at the time. And he built it at the end of the road, and the road literally lines up directly to the house. So you can't be on the main strip and not see the house.
It's literally the focal point.
Yes.
And during the season of winter, which we didn't get to see because this was October, so the leaves were changing, hadn't fallen off the tree yet. If you stand on the top floor and look out the window, you can actually see all the way to the cemetery and see his gravestone from the window. So that's pretty cool. It's actually not far. And that was a pretty interesting story they gave us about the gravestone. That his neighbor across the street and him were in constant competition, trying to one-up each other all the time. So Mr. Stone died before his rival. So his rival made his gravestone like 1 inch taller than General Stone's.
So petty.
Oh my god.
So the rivalry carried on to the bitter end, and that's just funny to me.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the general still won, considering he donated the land that the cemetery was built on and pretty much owned half the town.
Yeah, he probably employed that guy too. It's like, I own you. Oh, my stone's 1 inch bigger. The end.
It's all about the size.
So it's beautiful upon first approach. It was a restaurant in the 80s, so there was an add-on that was added on to the back of the building, which is completely separate. Like when you go in and you're in the kitchen there, you can actually see where the original outside of the mansion was, because the windowsills are still there and they're still attached. They still were used. But beyond the beauty of the place, it is currently a death trap. It was a scary place to be walking around because there were spots we were told just don't step over there because you'll end up back on the first floor and fall right through this floor. You could see holes in the floor that went down. You could see the floors below you while walking through these hallways. Now, I'm not saying that anything to deter people from going to this place, because I would still go back regardless of this.
Definitely.
They're working on it constantly. Like, the guy was so confident in his work that he was like, yeah, this floor, it was a big hole. You could see the beams. You could see all the way down there. So I patched it up, and this ain't going nowhere. So he steps on it and just starts stomping on this board that he has over it. And I'm, like, leaning back like he's going to go down. Because he's already fallen through this floor once. He told us, he's like, yeah, I ended up in the basement. And so did one of our tour guides. So don't go in this room.
Yeah. So we did not.
Yeah.
We did not. Although we did keep forgetting what stairs not to go down.
Yeah, so there was two doors next to each other, and one door had a steep stair that went into the basement that if you would have walked through the door, especially in the dark, you wouldn't have made it to the basement in any kind of way where you remembered being there.
The stairs were there, but they were at such a steep angle you couldn't see them. So you would literally step through the door and you would probably just drop right off because it was a steep drop.
You take one step and you're already down 5.
We made the mistake like 3 times of opening that door and caught ourselves, so we decided to put a chair in front of the door so we would remember it was the wrong door.
We're like, this is gonna cause people go on the stairs. I'm just gonna put the chair. Save everybody broken legs.
Yeah, because while it's basically a big circle walking through this mansion, you're going through, and you could just walk in a circle and just pass through everything on each floor. It still felt like a maze. Like you'd still forget how to get there, and no matter how many times we went in the basement, every time I wanted to go back to the basement, I was like, how the hell do you get to the basement? And I would go to that door and open it and get ready. The first time I almost walked down there because they had gone to the store. Sam and Aaron went to the store. It was just me and Jeff. I was walking through. We were setting up cameras. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to the basement. And I went to go walk down that step, and I put my leg out, and I looked down. I was like, oh, that's not the one. I almost fell. So that's why they have you sign a release.
Yep. That's why there's a release.
We've been... See, I'm fine now. But like I said, we already been to 2 breweries. So this could be an interesting show by the end of this class.
I'm fine. I was at work. This is my first class.
He's drunk on Walmart.
Drunk on Walmart.
Drunk on them Walmart bitches.
I come home thinking about rolling back prices, and all you want me to do is take out the trash.
I'm thinking about smiley faces. Bam. You remember when Walmart had smiley faces as their mascot?
And then they whistle. Other than
Yeah.
they had the shirt with the American flag.
And what was the song that Walmart did? Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep those prices rolling.
Oh, they're rolling.
Roll back.
Roll back. And he had like a cowboy hat and like a little whip. It's like, whoop. Alright, anyways, sorry.
As you digress.
We are not sponsored by Walmart, nor will we ever be.
No, we won't.
In fact,
They pay my mortgage and that's about it.
that's about it.
That's about it.
So that's pretty much my first impressions of walking through. Very beautiful, everything original, very ornate. Everything was very ornate, very detailed, one of a kind, and it's a humbling place to be in. It also, at the same time, felt very empty. No matter how furnished it is, I just feel like the building feels very empty. I don't know what that feeling would be considered. Like, it could be a full family living there and everything's furnished, nicely heated and warm, which, by the way, it was heated. Their website said it wasn't. They had heat. We were so excited.
Yeah, I was
it was
so
cold.
excited.
Yeah, it was cold.
He was
Even
like,
with the heat, we were freezing.
yeah, even with the heat, it was
But
still
they do
freezing.
have
So,
Nobody
take a
was-
heated blanket, shove
And just
it
so
under
you
your coat.
know, nobody was as cold as Jeff was.
Yeah,
I'm
poor
sorry,
Jeff just had like a little
He
tissue
had a
blanket.
napkin and nothing else. He was freezing by morning.
That was my favorite
But
part.
Gary was toasty as fuck.
Because I had a heated blanket and a battery pack. So I just put it under my coat.
And
I
a
was the
sleeping
warmest
bag.
person in the mansion.
He really was. I felt so bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was
Jeff.
like
Sorry.
I felt like it was peaceful there, but I do remember sleeping really poorly. And I remember you said I woke up in the middle of the night like really freaked out. I don't know if I recall that. I just remember being on edge the whole night we were sleeping. So
Yeah, I was.
I don't know if it was because I was cold.
I think it's just you and Sam in general, because every place we've gone to, you guys have been that way.
Cold.
Yeah, no.
Just on
Just
edge,
on
not
edge,
able to
yeah.
sleep.
Definitely not as
Where-
bad as Prospect.
whereas Gary and I
were out.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas Gary and I can pretty much sleep anywhere.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
You guys were out when your head hit the pillow. You guys were gone. Like me and Aaron were just like laying there, and I just remember like when I was trying to sleep, like I'm just like standing there staring, and I'm just like I'm not gonna be able to sleep. Like I can't do this.
I kept
Like
hearing like rocks fall, and I was like, I was thinking something was throwing rocks, but I think it was just the ceiling falling down.
yeah, like I kept hearing that too, like knocking, like clicking, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And like I remember multiple times like me like sitting up and kind of like looking at Aaron, and she's like restless, and I'm like, I'm just gonna try to like roll over and go to sleep. And then like I remember I actually fell asleep at one point, and Aaron like got up. And I didn't know she had gotten up, so it like freaked me the fuck out because I was like half asleep, and like she gets up, and I think she was going to the bathroom. I think we were going to the bathroom, and I remember you like I heard footsteps, and I remember like sitting up and looking over at you where you were sitting, and I'm like, she's right there. Like I thought you were like still under your blanket, so I like rolled back over like fuck it, whatever. So then like you scared me because you were walking back to like get back in bed, and like I like looked over and like someone was just walking towards me. I'm like, no, and I like covered my head, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, what do I do? Do I say something? Like, do I yell at the guys? Like, do I try to wake somebody up? Like, oh my god. And I'm like, fucking Aaron, god damn it. Gotcha. But my initial of like walking, when we pulled in there, like we didn't really know where to go, like where to pull into. It was like a little back area, and it was a pretty place, but like walking in, I didn't feel anything. Like I didn't feel anything. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't feel like anything was there. Like I didn't feel anything malicious, anything not malicious. Like I didn't feel like we were with anybody else besides who actually was there.
Yeah, I feel the same way. That's why I say it felt very empty.
Yeah.
I didn't really feel scared most of the time, except that time Gary scared the shit out of me. I like walked through a door and he was just there all of a sudden. But there's so many doors I didn't know what door
Yeah.
I was going through, and I didn't expect him to be on the other side.
That's the maze portion of everything. Like everything being in a circle, you see somebody go one way, and you think they're on this side of the building, and then you go through another door, and there they fucking are. You're like, oh shit.
Shit out of me.
We thought Hydra was a maze, and we figured that out quicker than we figured out this house.
Yeah, Hydra was a bigger maze than this, and we still got through that a lot easier.
Yeah, Hydra was pretty intense. Hydra was a maze.
I didn't feel anything either, guys.
Yeah.
I know you're super surprised by that. I didn't feel anything walking in. The place is gorgeous. I love the architecture of this house. It's a Second Empire style. It's fantastic. I love the architecture of this house. It's beautiful.
I was obsessed with like the ironwork of the porches. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I keep going back to like just looking out the window and be like, I could live here.
Yeah.
Just look out that.
And they
window
were
every morning.
original glass windows. They had that waviness to them when you look through it. It wasn't
Yeah.
just straight
So
clear.
pretty.
So
And the
pretty.
knobs, like the knobs with the ornate, like the hummingbird.
Yeah,
on
and
the-
you said like those
marble
knobs
fireplaces.
alone.
Oh, it's so
Fireplaces,
pretty.
yes.
The
Yeah,
marble.
and the marble
yeah.
fireplaces that were made of Carrara marble.
Yeah, and he was
And
like telling
imported
us what
from
these
Italy.
things were worth. I'm like, that's a bad idea. You're leaving.
Yeah.
We could just take this shit. Jeff could carry a marble fireplace by himself.
I'm like so happy to see people
Thought
actually
about
like
it. Thought about it.
restoring it.
Yeah.
And so the same people that own this house own the Randolph Asylum.
Yeah.
So they're taking a lot of rundown places and bring them back to life. So it's
In
really
fact,
Yeah.
they had beds from the asylum
Yeah.
in the basement of the Stone Mansion where me and Jeff were originally going to sleep. We were going to sleep down there,
Yes, we were.
but we saw a brown recluse spider in the window next to the bed I was going to sleep on,
Yeah.
and we were like, nah, we aren't going to sleep upstairs on the couch.
And we'll insert that video right now.
So we that's our first impressions of Stone Mansion. Beautiful, very ornate, very
Yes,
detailed.
Beautiful place.
And very beautiful town for the most part. They do allow women in their sports bar.
yes,
Yeah,
there
they
is a
do.
sign that
That
tells you
is-
so.
I'll show you a little video here. Got that.
There you go, guys. Women are welcome.
So
Yes.
as a woman, I felt very like welcome. I don't know about you, but like I felt welcome. And if you guys are looking for a town where women can go, this is the town.
I didn't actually feel very welcome in that bar because I walked in and I was wearing my Ghostbusters jacket and motherfuckers was just staring at me. Like, I know we don't know them. Nobody in this town would wear a Ghostbusters jacket. It's a little town, by the way, guys. This is Winchester, Indiana,
it's
not the other Winchester. But even, I don't know. Our waitress was weird too.
Yeah, she's kind of strange.
She was like, hey, how's this food? I don't know. I just fucking work here. Order something.
Like, do you not like eat it? Like, do you not know?
And then you just like repeat the same
It's like,
thing
I
you
wouldn't
just
eat a
said.
fucking
So,
thing
how's
here."
this food? Oh, that's good. You just said you didn't know. Oh, well, it's definitely
well,
good.
I meant that I knew about that
She's
one.
like, I wouldn't eat a fucking thing here.
What
Oh,
I
the
meant
cheeseburger
was,
is
I'll
great.
say
Sure,
anything
enough.
if you just order and
Yeah,
get
the
the hell out.
cheeseburger's great, but I wouldn't fucking touch it.
It says women are allowed. It doesn't say they're tolerated. You need to order and get the hell out.
You need to order your fucking patty melt and move the fuck on.
Tim was our tour guide, and not of the bar, of the mansion.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Try
push
to
this
be the
forward a
tour guide
little
of the
bit.
bar.
Good job, Jeff. Good job. Keep it on
He,
track. Keep it on track.
He did a good job, actually. He did a really good job. He normally does tours of the asylum, and he was just kind of hanging out. Stone Mansion. He walked us through, and
But you can tell, like, when he walks his tours through, he actually cares about, like, what he's telling you.
yeah, definitely.
Like, I love it when you can tell how passionate they are about where they're at and to tell you the history and stuff. Like, you can tell they really care about the property and
They
they're not
really-
just, like, in it for the money and all that kind of stuff. So,
And
A little frustrated
actually,
with the previous owner for sure.
like,
yeah.
compared to most of our investigations when we go someplace and people are just more focused on telling us the paranormal stuff
Yeah.
of a location, he didn't tell us shit.
No.
Like, he didn't tell us anything paranormal. He was just so excited to walk us through this house and show us everything he had been done and tell us the history of this house, that's all he could focus on. He was like, look at this, we're working on this, we're working on this. And honestly, I think that was a little bit more awesome than telling us, like, oh, this is the room where this happens or this happens. He told us maybe one thing about a girl dying in a room from, pneumonia or something.
Sarah or...
Sarah.
She died in a room, and that was the only thing he told us, which was pretty cool, because that was the only information we did not find online.
Yeah.
Everything else we pretty much knew about, because there was hardly anything to find online. There's not a lot of history about the place. So he just was a very excited guy, very happy and very proud of the work that they're putting into restoring this beautiful mansion. And hearing the tales of what the people who previously lived here did is where we draw the comparison to Prospect.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Prospect was lived in by some very bad people, pack rats, did a lot of damage to the place. And Stone Mansion is no different. There was actually somebody who bought this house and made one payment, and that was it, and they squatted in the house for what, years?
It was 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years, and just destroyed this place. Ripped curtains out of the walls, like original custom built antique curtains, just ripped them off and threw them out the window, let them get moldy and rained on until the city demanded them to move them.
Removed a support beam, which is why we had to be careful in one of the hallways in the stairwell, because it was missing the support beam and the floor could collapse.
Yep, they were not.
Busted them like stealing one of the fireplace in Europe, like marble head. Like,
They tried to walk out with a marble.
At one point,
they broke it.
He was saying how in the upstairs, like between the stargazer rooms, like they would store like a shitload of animals, and like they just destroyed the floors up there because they had nowhere else to go to the bathroom, poor things, and they had to do what they had to do, and they just had so many animals upstairs, and it was just awful.
Which was kind of weird because I swear like I would hear some random meows here and there.
I did too.
And I know there's some there were some times where like Gary thought he saw a cat. So that was kind of weird. It was kind of some like strange stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep, I heard what sounded like a cat quite a few times. I think I picked some stuff up in recordings of a cat. And while me and Jeff were doing our session together in the Stargazer room, we heard what sounded like a cat while we were in there too. So like, and it was right next to the room where this was. And I gotta say, for a room that was destroyed by cats and dogs urinating and crapping all over the place, had he not told us that, I wouldn't have known.
No, not at all.
They cleaned it up that well. Like most places, it's like once it's in the floor, you can't get it out. He got it out, and he was damn proud of it.
It was very well taken care of.
He didn't even have the smell.
No, you wouldn't have known. It does not smell in there at all. He also had the big record collection they found in the basement.
Yeah, that was cool.
Because apparently the one squatter was like ordering tons of records or whatever. And he ordered a mail order bride. Check our live for the mail order bride receipt I found.
Yes.
It may or may not have been the soundtrack to a movie called Mail Order Bride, which is probably a movie, I don't know, but in my mind, he ordered a mail order bride.
That's probably exactly what happened. That's probably what happened.
That's what happened.
That's what happened.
That's how it happened.
That's the first fact of Stone Mansion. They ordered a mail order bride.
The second fact is someone broke in while one of the previous owners was in the basement, and he shot him in the hand.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
And he didn't heal like the crow.
No, he didn't heal like
He did
crap.
not. He was like, oh, fuck. So, yeah, somebody did break in, and there was a guy who was sleeping in the basement, and the guy broke in and came down there, and dude protected himself, shot the dude right in the hand. The dude did not die. He went to jail.
Good.
So there is not a hole-in-the-hand ghost in the mansion.
There were a few deaths at the
There were.
property.
There's a heart attack upstairs.
Yes.
Stargazer room. So yeah, the brother, was it the brother?
Yeah, Lydia's brother.
Lydia's brother
lived
had a heart
there.
attack. He lived there, yep, and he had a heart attack and died upstairs. Lydia died there too, didn't she?
I can't remember.
remember.
I can't remember if Lydia
Yeah, I
died
can't
in the
remember.
house.
No.
And then the
But every
story of
time
the
I
little
walked to
girl.
the top of those stairs, I also felt like I was gonna have a heart attack.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know if it's because we're out of shape.
It's because we're out of shape.
It's 'cause
Or,
we're out of
like-
shape, 100%.
But
Like,
Sam
I'd get
was
to
like, I feel heaviness. I'm like, we just walked all those stairs.
Yeah, I'd be up there like,
It was 3 floors of stairs.
3 floors of
And it was
stairs,
cold.
and all I could think about was macaroni and cheese, and all I wanted.
and it
I
was
was like,
cold as
oh,
hell.
yeah.
And then there was the story of the little girl who died.
Yeah,
Sarah.
which we actually caught some pretty good evidence. Like that seems to be the only thing that I could determine one way or another that was 100% there for me was the little girl, because I didn't really get the feeling that there was anybody really else there. Like Azazel may have been there, but
What was the name we kept getting in the basement?
Eddie,
Eddie.
Eddie.
Like
Yeah.
15 times.
Wasn't that the name of the guy who shot the guy?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
I thought it was.
I can find out
We have
and
to
try
find
to
out.
reach out, but I don't think that was the name of it. But like literally, we caught in our session that we did, like the spirit box, we caught it 5-6 times, and it was the
Easily, yeah.
same voice. Like I wouldn't have thought very much about it if it was the same name over time, but it was the exact same tone, exact same voice, said in the exact same way for different questions, and it was amazing. So we'll have to put that up on the website.
Definitely.
Yeah, because we don't currently have those files with us right
Yeah,
now.
because I have
so
to isolate them and bring them out
when
and
we
stuff.
get
So
to the evidence portion of the show, we have a few. Did you upload? Okay, because I haven't downloaded them. I do have them open right here, so we'll be able to load them. So we do have some evidence. We did not exchange files on this investigation.
there's a lot.
There's very different amount of files, like a very few of them we would share and be like, was this you, or what was this sound? And I will say there was one in particular that rattled all of our brains for a short bit, and that was the bang popping sounds that Aaron found that sounded like gunshots that none of us heard and were captured on, I think, every recorder going at the time and every camera going at the time on different floors at different volumes. So it forced me to go into a full day of trying to figure it out, because I could not understand why it was on every recorder if we didn't hear it.
Yeah.
And based off of the old school findings of the EVP experts, the Constantinos, finding an EVP on more than one recorder at the same time is very rare. So to have it on everything that we had recording was driving me nuts, because I'm like, I gotta find out what this is. And I was going through and was like going through every video that surrounded that area to try to see if I could catch something on tape, because I knew we were upstairs on the top floor at the time. I just didn't know what we were doing. I was like, I can't tell what we're doing. I can hear us talking.
Yeah, okay.
I can't make out what we're talking about. So I go through all the footage I have from all my different cameras, and every camera was either on the floor below it, and the one I had upstairs with us did not start recording until right after where that sound happened. And we're walking down the stairs. And I'm like, God damn it, why wasn't I recording before that? But then it hit me as I was playing it, and I was trying to remember everything we did, that these furnaces they had in there, these heaters that were on the wall, you have to push an igniter button, and you have to prime it. So when you push that igniter button, it's pop, 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 and it's really loud. And then I realized I could make out what we were saying in the recordings after that, because we're talking about it being cold, and then you hear me go, there's a heater right there, and right after you hear the pop,
Yeah.
pop, pops.
And I was
It
trying
was
to turn
us.
it on. Yeah.
It was us trying to start the little
Process
furnace.
of elimination. Good job.
Yeah,
I
good
felt-
investigations.
I felt so relieved once I figured that out. I was like, oh my God, I figured it out. I was tired. It was like 5 a.m., guys. I figured it out. Going to bed now.
Yeah.
So, we have evidence.
We have the
Evidence.
And now
Would you
I
like
need
to see it?
So, guys, all right, let's jump to the evidence segment of the Stone Mansion investigation. Alright, guys, so we don't really have much we don't really have any video. We have one video that we're pretty sure is a bat. We'll show it anyway, but we're pretty sure it's a bat.
Yeah.
It's just, we didn't see anything that showed evidence of bats being in the house, so we can't be 100% certain, so we're not even going to say it's paranormal. We're just assuming it's a bat already. It comes across 3 frames. We'll show it later. You can judge for yourself. We always try to show you everything we find, and we found that, we saw it, we thought it was pretty interesting, but at the same time, we think it's a bat. And we'll see you at the video portion of the video a bit later on, but right now, we're going to go into EVPs. It's been a while since I've done this review, so I don't remember any of what mine are. Aaron is probably a little bit more fresher on the EVPs than me, but she has a shorter term memory than me. Mine's getting there. Mine's getting close.
I really don't feel like I got a whole lot.
It doesn't feel like we did.
I feel like the best evidence was our REM pod session with the SD session that we did, which we have.
You saw live.
Yeah, there's live footage of that on
There is
Instagram.
live footage
That
of
and the Eddie thing in the basement.
Yeah,
So-
but I got the isolated versions of like the Eddie, which you guys can check out on our website when they get it up, and we'll let you know when we get it up.
But honestly, everything audio that I sent wasn't anything really exciting. I think the only thing that I really enjoyed was the whole SD sessions that we did.
Those seem to be like
the best right now.
the best, like what we're doing.
Because we had not only responses to the questions that were being asked, we had something physically affect the equipment at the same time the question was asked, the answer was given, and then a response was given to what happened to the equipment. And I was the one in the SD session at the time, had no idea any of this was going on outside me. I'm just saying what I hear in the ghost box. So to see the video afterwards and see what actually happened, I'm like, holy shit, that happened.
Like it was like a giant spike, and then everything died, and we were just like,
REM pod
what?
died out.
That was the highlight of the investigation.
My favorite part
big spike.
was the part where you said parlor tricks and you still don't know what's going on outside. And parlor tricks is a really old term saying of playing tricks on people, which is exactly what was happening. And I just thought that was really awesome.
Yeah, that's what a little kid would do. Like,
Yeah.
parlor tricks. Like we're gonna give you this little. We're gonna play with you a little bit. And
So you'll guys be able to watch that.
Yeah.
We have footage of that.
Yeah,
You
and
can also go on our Instagram, see it.
and it's definitely something someone from her era would have said. Now, she died much later, not very much later than the Stones. This girl lived in the house after the Stone family lived there. So was it the 40s that she died? So she died in the 40s. And parlor tricks probably I'm pretty sure is a phrase they used around that time.
Yeah.
So that is very time accurate, and that's what I heard come out of the ghost box was a little girl say parlor tricks. I repeated it, and then some parlor tricks happened. I will include a clip from that moment right here. And if you want to check out the full SD session, you can check it out on our Facebook. Go back and look through our lives, and you will see the live SD's method session from the Stone Mansion as it happened, and unedited, so you can see it as it unfolded.
Yes, we're leaving.
Me. Do you like that?
Yes, we do.
Wow.
Hell yeah! Good job. Where did the lights go?
Can you do it again?
So now we're going to jump into some EVPs. And I don't really remember what any of these are, so I'll just read the title and play them and figure it out. Alright, so that was a breathy voice I captured in the basement. I couldn't make out what it was being said. You couldn't hear us just now while we were talking about it, but the consensus is either we picked up something saying bread, or we picked up something who saw the spricket and was calling out for Greg.
He's like, oh shit, he's here.
Just turned the corner, seen the spricket, was like, shit, Greg! Greg!
He's here.
He's here.
And then Greg's all like,
Fantastic.
come to me. Back to Mifflin with you. And then he walks into a mirror and just disappears.
And there's not even a mirror there, but he just like makes one.
So it appears like the fireplace in Santa Claus.
Complete magic. Complete magic.
This is Basement Cat.
So
I mean, that was really good because we thought we saw cats, we were hearing cats, we're catching them on EVPs.
like the banging, I'm pretty sure was probably just us like upstairs.
Yeah, the
like,
banging was definitely us
That
upstairs.
third meow was very distinct.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like
That's a pretty good catch.
faint and they get louder. So
Yeah.
It reminded me of the one you always hear in movies, and it's off screen like an alley and the trash can bangs, and then you hear the kid go, "Meow," and it moves
Yeah.
away.
the constant use of that sound effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like we said, we heard cats in there, and this recorder was in the basement. And I will say, this recorder picked up pretty much dead silence the entire time. Because I left it down there the whole investigation. I forgot about it. So I had a lot of audio to review, and I hated it. But it was dead silence except when we were down there. Or if we were in the room right above it, and you'd only get like those muffled slam sounds of us moving stuff. But any other room we were at in this mansion picked up not a single sound from us. So hearing this cat out of nowhere was like, okay, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do know what this is. I did pick up music in the basement. So this is not me playing piano. I deleted that
Actually pretty
file.
Interesting, because didn't they say the guy that lived down there had like a record collection?
Yep, he had a record collection. That was the first thing I thought of because this sounds like a record would have been playing. And I've listened to this probably the most out of all of the ones I found so far. I'll play the original, which just the normal recording, and then I enhanced it to be more clear. And here it is enhanced.
It could kind of sound like music, like a little bit. Like I can hear where it kind of sounds like a record we playing because you hear like the kind of scratch beforehand. But I can also kind of hear like it would be like a gaggle of like women, like old time women, like giggling together, like at a party.
Yeah, I could see that.
Maybe like they're just having a conversation and like they're just like talking.
I thought that at first too, because there was a party going on outside.
So it,
Yeah,
Outside there, but
a lot
with
of
the
anything I
enhanced-
found.
with
Yeah.
The enhanced sounds different.
yeah, like the enhanced sounds more like vintage.
Like singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like especially the last word of it, because it sounds like the last word is like together,
Yeah.
but it's sung out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the enhancement is all I did was remove the background static as much as I could without completely distorting it, and I amplified the frequency that sound was on, so you could hear it more clear. And I have no idea what it's singing or what it's saying.
Yeah.
It's just a snippet, and it just sounded very musical to me. Like
To
that.
me, it sounds like get it together.
I could.
Maybe it's telling you.
Like I almost wanted to say, like when I first heard it, I'm like, it just sounds like a motto for some sort of
Yeah,
product or something that comes
like a
in.
commercial
Like,
or something.
Like,
Yeah.
let's get together. Motel 6.
Motel 6.
Danger.
You know what I hear? So play it again, but like after I tell you. So it sounds like one of us, maybe Jeff, asking, "Are we in danger?" And then you hear somebody repeat him, and then you hear two more other people repeat him. So you hear him say, it kind of sounds to me like he says, like, "Are we in danger?" And then you hear someone say, "Danger," and then two more people go, "Danger, danger."
I'm glad you said that, because I feel like that was a common theme with the things I found, were things being repeated
Like
that we already
repetition,
said.
yeah. Yeah, so just like listen, you can hear like the different.
Yeah, definitely hear it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hear it too.
you hear it? You hear it?
Mm-hmm.
This is the very classic Get Out.
Do you care that we're in here?
Definitely a Get Out.
Yeah.
Every investigation. I don't think we've
Why?
not caught that at every investigation we've done.
So I call it the classic, because I think I've gotten it at every investigation I've ever done that I've
Yeah.
captured something. I get a Get Out.
Why? Like, why do you want us to go so bad?
It's the best thing they can say. Like, oh, you're here. Get out.
Oh,
Get out.
go on.
I
Get.
don't want you in my house. Get out.
This one is titled I Regret. It's like right before I talk.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like, I regret.
I regret.
This one is titled Leave Our House.
Are you a child?
Sounds like she literally says, please leave our house.
At least she's polite.
That's probably Lydia.
Probably Lydia.
But this one was in Lydia's room, and this is like someone talking over Sam.
Yeah, so like if you want to come home with me, I got kitties, I got a doggy, and I got some like dolls and stuff.
Cool. It kind of sounds like a little girl. She's like excited because I was like, I had doggies and stuff. She goes, oh, like oh, like
Yeah.
she's like excited.
And you can hear like I can't make out anything that's being said, but you can hear like clear tones of words being said
Yeah.
while Sam's talking. And then like
that wasn't me and Aaron were in there alone, right? Yeah, we were completely silent between questions. Like we weren't saying anything. Oh my god, that's so cool. She was so excited.
I got kitties and doggies. Oh!
Oh, she was so cute.
This one is titled Move Fast.
21.
What is he referring to? Like, I
think-
move fast? Like, hey girls, I move fast. What's up?
I think this was a reference to when I think what you hear me say is what was that. This is when I heard something fall behind Jeff, and there was nothing back
Oh,
there.
like the Stargazer room?
Yeah.
And he turns around and
Oh,
looks.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yep, I heard it. We both heard it, and I was like, "The hell was that?" And then you get this. I move fast, but there's nothing
That's
back there that
creepy as
fell.
shit.
That is awesome.
That's cool.
This is also in the Stargazer room, and it says, "I don't want that."
Was it for status?
What was Jeff asking?
Was it about the stone?
I don't know what he was asking at that point. I know he was asking something about for like rich status, like power status. Like, did you do this for status? And then he says, "I don't want that."
I think we were talking about the building of the mansion itself.
I think so, because you said something about why would you build this mansion when you already had another mansion?
Yeah,
Did you do
something
it for status? And then he says, "I don't want that." Like, he wasn't doing it for status.
Even though he 100% did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few phasmas. Champions.
People have destroyed your home, ruined your legend, your legacy.
Those champions.
Champions of what?
Destruction. Or she was just being like, those champions.
Yeah. Like, that's 100% what she was doing. Like,
Sarcasm.
those champions. Like,
There's champions.
like maybe we can do some research
Yeah,
on
maybe.
that and see if maybe back in the day, like, that was like an insult. Like, those champions. Like, it was kind of like a slight
Like
to
a
them.
snide.
Yeah, like
maybe.
those champions. Good for them.
And another phasma, dolls.
Tell me what toys we left downstairs.
Yeah, Yeah, clearly. And we did
Yeah.
leave Adele down there.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
General's house.
Where's General Tom?
General Stone. It did say that, didn't it? I thought it said house at first.
I thought it said house too.
It said General House.
Can you say that again?
Can we, is there like a recorder we can like pause and we can...
I actually caught. I'll have to send it. When. But I actually caught that too, and you can hear it like General's house.
This one is titled Hey Mr. Stone.
General who?
So that one might be a little controversial, like because it can either say "Hey Mr. Stone" or "Azazel Stone."
Yeah.
So it like
Or he's Mr. Stone.
or he's Mr. Stone. But I definitely hear Mr.
I
Stone.
definitely hear the Mr.
Yeah.
Stone.
Yeah, for sure.
Lydia.
I think your home is beautiful, although it's in rough shape.
So definitely hear Lydia and
Yeah.
Lydia's husband.
We heard you were part of the temperance movement.
Yeah, that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Panda boring.
What?
Not a panda?
Awesome.
Where did you find the panda?
This is so boring. This is so boring.
Well, you could make it better if you would just talk.
We're hard to deal with. We're hard to deal with.
Cocky.
This is so boring. The bakery.
Are you sad about the condition of the house?
The bakeries?
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, he did have a bakery, didn't he?
Yeah, he ran the state
he
bakery.
He ran the
He
state
ran the bakery.
Yep.
Uranus.
They say Mr. Stone was a stargazer. Yesterday was the best time to see Uranus. Did you see it? It's true.
Uranus.
Wow.
This one is just titled Weird Talking and Yelling, and it's not a Phasma box.
But that's not good enough for you, really.
Where in the hell were we?
Aggressive.
Where were we?
We were on the main floor.
Doing what?
I don't know what we were doing at the time.
And where was this caught?
This was caught on the second floor.
It literally sounds like somebody fighting and then gunshots.
Yeah.
It's literally what it sounds like.
It sounds like yelling and arguing.
Yeah.
Well, there was, during the SD session that I uploaded there, you had talked about gunshots, which was why I was so freaked out when I thought I caught gunshots and it ended up being in the furnace, but,
Yeah.
because,
That one really does. Like, it sounds like arguing, and then all of a sudden it's pop, pop.
yeah.
I mean, did they have guns back then? Like, I mean, I know they had guns back then, but did they have guns like we have guns?
They were in the Civil War.
I mean, they didn't have a Glock 9mm.
I mean,
No.
that's
But
what
they
that's.
had revolvers,
I'm
yes.
not being stupid. Like that's what I mean. Like they have guns back then, but they're not gonna have guns that are gonna shoot at the rate that our guns would. So if you're gonna catch gun sounds, you're either gonna if you're gonna catch a pop pop, you're gonna catch two different guns, but you're not gonna catch pop pop with the guns that
the
they
revolver
have.
existed back then.
Yeah.
Which would've
Revolver
been a
came
stick
from the
shot.
Old West.
So that would have existed back then.
But I don't know if you would hear it like that, like so close together.
Yeah, you would.
And plus, he was a
The chamber
general.
just spins.
A general would have had a revolver.
Mhm.
All right.
And it even sounds like one of the last words that was said in that was "fuck you." It's like "fuck you," and then you hear what sounds like screaming. I'm gonna play that because I never picked that up before, but it definitely sounds like "fuck you." What else that could be?
Like one of the stories that we did hear when we were there was that it was weird because Lydia's room was like on the other side of the hallway, where her husband's room was like right next to the quote unquote guest room where her brother was staying. So they didn't know if like there was something going on between those two. So like maybe could be like she like walked in on them.
He said
like found them. Speculated that
there was some
relations going on
with the brother.
So like maybe she like walked in, but I don't know where the guns would come into play.
Well, the only thing for me with that is he made it sound like it wasn't normal for the ladies' room to be across the hall, but during that time frame it was, because the lady had her own space. That's why she had her own dressing room and everything. If she would have had the guest bedroom, she wouldn't have had a dressing room with it. So it made sense where her room was, because that's how they did things then.
But yeah, that's how they did things then. But like, why wouldn't they put her room next to her husband's room, but still give her her own space? Because she would have her own room separated by a door from her husband, but she would still have her own. Because
the rooms would still be attached that way. They had that separate space because it was a sin. It was just the way it was.
I think we could sum it up in a simple phrase of Victorian times were fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were the original fucking goths.
Yeah.
They did weird fucking shit. Like, everything I've researched about Victorian times, it was like they were poisoning themselves to look beautiful.
Yeah.
They were doing all this weird shit. They had weird rules about sleeping arrangements, even with your own wife and husband. And Victorians were fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
I think that's why most ghosts you see are Victorians. Are like, damn, we fucked up. We gotta stick around and see what y'all doing, because we want to see if it gets better.
We made some mistakes, and we gotta make sure you learn from them.
Yeah.
We looked cool, we looked beautiful, but damn, we fucked up. It was all on the surface, guys. This one is titled "We Won't Go," and this is, I think I sent this one to you guys. This is with me and Jeff in the Stargazer room on our private investigation, just me and him. And it to me sounded like something somebody would be chanting outside of like a protest, or like what do you call that, when people go on strike and they're holding up a sign. It just sounded like something chanted in that type of tone. And I have that in the original file and enhanced. And enhanced. And I can't make out the final words of it, but I do hear at the very beginning, like, "We won't go."
Yeah.
And then it's like, "Just get the monkey," or something like that.
Sometimes you gotta put your priorities first. Like,
so
sometimes you gotta free the monkey.
So the only way to get rid of the spirits on the stone match is give them a monkey.
I mean, so if you have an extra
monkey.
If you have an extra monkey, just bring it to the Stone Mansion.
Bring your monkeys, folks.
Bring out your monkeys.
That's all the EVPs we have for the show. There will be plenty more on the website because we do not have them with us currently. So go check out our website pretty soon. We will have all of our EVPs on there. Aaron has some more. Sam and Jeff have some more. And what you heard now is just a fragment of what I personally have, because I have a bunch of clips from the SD sessions as well, which once we compile all of our evidence together, I will sort through them so we're not uploading duplicates, because a lot of the times when it comes to those sessions, we will all save the same files. And when I get them all, I'm like, all right, we already got this. So there'll be no duplicates on the website. We'll have some more EVPs up there for you soon. We have one. That would be my friend Arnold Palmer. I don't know how that happened. This is the video we told you guys about earlier on, where we're pretty sure it's a bat, but it's still strange, and we can't definitively say it is a bat. So we're going to show it, leave it up to you. We personally have all come to agreement it's probably a bat.
We just know that we had never seen it actually in the mansion with our own eyes, and we didn't see any droppings or anything from a bat.
Which was weird, but I looked up game cameras on Google and it looked pretty similar.
Yeah, we saw no evidence of a bat in the mansion, but this could be a bat.
There was a giant hole in the ceiling, so...
Yeah, they could have came in at any time. Yeah, we're still gonna say that's a bat.
It's just the way it flies.
See that little orb at the end, though? I threw out so many orbs, though. But a lot of them are kind of cool. But I threw them out. But even at the end of that video, you see that little orb in the bottom left-hand corner?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can't say that's paranormal, guys. So we're going to go with bat, and we'll leave it at that. So one other thing we did, besides the Stone Mansion, is because we were in town at the time, and we just happened to catch a sign that mentioned it on the side of a barn that we were near Annie Oakley's grave. So we decided to take a stop there on our way back home. We stopped by Annie Oakley's grave. It was a pretty cool experience. I mean, honestly, it's a normal headstone, but people leave bullets and stuff on top of the grave, which is something I've never seen before. And it also led us down a rabbit hole of learning the history of Annie Oakley and her last name and the disputes between that, because the burial arrangement of Annie Oakley is confusing.
Yes.
Because the people buried around her just doesn't seem to make sense, that her husband is in one spot and then like her family's in the other, and her family also has a different name that's close to what she has. It's confusing, but when you look up the history, it starts to kind of make sense and still be confusing at the same time.
Yeah, like the kids aren't buried next to her, but like the people that are buried next to her, like they're not her kids, but they're like not even her relatives, but they're related.
No, they were like her brother's kids or something.
Yeah,
like
it was real. It's just real
So we
weird.
spent a good 15 minutes just like debating in front of her grave. That's what we did.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was a pretty little grave, like.
Yeah, it was a nice little cemetery. Right off a main road, so like it was
So
like.
as we're all kind of just talking and like going back and forth on like what the tombstones were and the dates and all that stuff, we were asking some questions, and I just caught some really slight like undertone, but there's somebody talking in the background. So just a 10-minute little visit to the cemetery. We caught a little something. So.
Yep. I also had recorders going. I didn't capture anything that I thought was of note, like nothing. So this will be all of our first times, besides Aaron's, hearing this.
Yeah,
so
let me know what you think. Maybe I'm
and
crazy.
we were definitely the only ones in the cemetery.
Yeah,
It's a small cemetery.
it's very small.
And
There's no way
just for context, like when I say main road, it really wasn't. It was like a main country road, so you didn't get very many cars. So like, don't
No close
no close houses, not a lot of traffic. Like,
yeah, I could have ran 2 laps around this cemetery and only been half out of breath. It's quite small.
I mean, I still would have been full out of breath.
yeah, no.
I would have made it.
Are you trying to say you're in shape, Gary? Because like I ain't.
I'm just trying to say it's a small cemetery.
Oh, all right.
Here we go, guys. Let's play some Annie Oakley.
What's this one?
This is a voice.
Born when Joan died. And died a year later.
I mean, yeah.
That's nuts.
And her and her husband both died the same year. Just days apart.
Oh no, Cletus was born in 1893.
John was born or died in 1893.
No, he died in 1940.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Real quick. Yeah.
It's faint. It's really
Yeah.
It's
quick.
weird because like even like the stuff we were catching at the Stone Mansion is repeating us, like mimicking us.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
maybe one of us just has a ghost that follows us around and mimics us
I
everywhere.
wonder who
Because
it is.
I feel like we get mimicked on every investigation.
Why you leaning toward? Get out of here.
It might be the resident collector. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Take her to the Anatomy of Death Museum. It'll be a good time, they say.
I'm just curious to see what I brought home with me.
Alright, Whisper 2.
Why did your kids die so young?
That's their children, but why their children are buried in between Annie and Frank instead of buried next?
See, the first part of the whisper I hear was she was.
Okay.
I can't make out what's being said next.
Yeah.
So it's like you're saying she was shooting to
Feed her family.
and then she was like it was explaining.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely did hear something like that.
Yeah.
Something whispering. I just wish I was better with audio and like had to like bump up the
You'll get it.
track.
So that was Stone Mansion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not a lot happened, so it's not the most exciting investigation, but it still felt worth it. It was, like I said, beautiful historical place, awesome place to be in and spend an entire night in.
It was like it was a long
16
investigation. It was like
hours?
16 hours.
16-hour investigation. Out of all the places we've gone, that probably ranks up there in like first, second place on longest, worth the value.
And in my personal opinion, like, this is what all paranormal places should do. Like,
Stop ripping us off.
like stop ripping paranormal investigators off because
You know you can.
you know you can because this person in this group and this person has been there. I don't care what your name is.
I was on TV. So.
Haunted is haunted. So if you like X amount of money we paid for Stone Mansion is the X amount of money that we paid for another place, and we only got 5 hours there as opposed to the 16 hours that we got at a full historic mansion. Like, just do better. Like, just treat us better because all we are trying to do is get your guys' story out there.
And it's the people that are passionate about the property that actually give you the best value because they
Exactly.
want you to experience
Yes.
not just the paranormal activity. They want you to experience the property that they are pouring their lifeblood into, that they're showing pride in.
Yep.
And you can tell when you come to one of those locations just on the tour alone, you can tell the value of what you've paid to be there and how much time they're giving you there. When you're paying the amount of money you paid for one place for 16 hours, for another place for 5 hours, you can tell they're just in it for the money. They really don't give a shit what you find because
Yeah.
it's all about popularity for them.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that, that's just the way it is. Some people really don't care about that stuff. They know if someone says, hey, my place is haunted, or they promote it as haunted, hey, there's money in that. Let me go make some money off these people.
Right.
But like, no, but if you give paranormal investigators the time to actually do what we love to do, investigate, like dive deep into every single part of a location, and give us the time
Yeah,
to
what are you
do
gonna
what
get
we
in 5
do.
hours? Like, what can you do in 5 hours?
Because the more evidence we get, the more we're gonna promote your place and get you more money. Like, if that's what you're in for. So the places that are charging like outrageous prices for like 4 or 5 hours, like, you're not gonna get anything out of it.
I mean, and there's places we would like to go
Oh my god.
that
Then you're
are
getting
charging an arm and a leg
Ridiculous.
just to have a private investigation, and that's why we haven't gone to those places yet.
Like a recent one that and I'm not even gonna say the name of it, like, because you guys know which one, but they literally wanted, shit, how much was it? Like $900 for 3.5 to 4 hours,
Yeah.
and they wanted $250 more just for another extra hour and a half.
And I'm pretty sure we weren't allowed to use any evidence or
No,
footage.
yeah, we
So
couldn't use
that's
anything
the
we
point.
caught. Yeah, like, I'm gonna pay you to have personal stuff. No, like, we're trying to get our names out
You
there.
can't touch anything. You can't sit down. Like,
Yeah. You need to stand in one room, $900, and don't breathe, talk, or say
treat us
anything.
better.
You
Come
can
on,
ask
guys.
the
Treat
ghost
us better
5
than
questions.
Like, we care about your locations as much as you do, honestly, because we like the history, we like the death that's happened there in respect the respectful tone. We like it.
It's not like we're like, oh yes,
Like,
somebody
oh, yeah, you
died
fucking
here.
died? Fuck yeah.
Somebody died everywhere.
Yeah, but like, just do better, treat us better, and we'll treat you fantastic, because the people that are actually in it for the evidence, we love what you guys are doing for the buildings that you're doing it for. So just do better.
And we talk about these places outside of doing the show, outside of our social media.
Absolutely.
The places that leave that impression on us, we talk them up. Like, because
100%.
we, not just because it's like, oh, they treated us good. No, that experience made us love it more. And
Yeah.
it's like that investigation was amazing. You guys got to go check out this place. You got to go there. Like, you got to like meet the people who are running it, because it's awesome. Like, they're so passionate about these places.
Yeah.
But when you got people who bring us in and they're like, give us the money, and they're just like uninterested in about walking you through or showing you anything, and then it's like, all right, time's up, get the fuck out. Yeah, we ain't gonna talk good about you. We'll do one episode about what we found there, we'll talk some shit, and we'll never talk about it again.
Or we'll talk shit about it every episode.
Or just talk about shit the whole time without saying your name. No promotions, but you suck.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I just don't understand. I get it, because you guys need the money, whatever, but I'm not gonna say who.
Right.
I'm not gonna say who. But the money we pay for the 4 or 5 hours that we got, fix your place. Fix it. Trees aren't load-bearing fucking things. I'm just saying.
They are just not normally in tree form.
Trees aren't going to hold up your establishment for very much longer.
Y'all know you gotta cut that down and shape it, right?
Y'all got to, like, put some
I could have
rebar
been
in
like
that shit.
20, 30 of these damn things. You use just one, and you never, you just build around it.
But, like, I don't understand. Like, you're going to use all this money that you charge these paranormal investigators to, like, come in and investigate your place. But you're from one time visiting to another time visiting, like, you're not fixing anything. So, like, how long until your place just, like, falls down?
What are you talking about? There's a new sign.
So that ends the investigations we had back in October, the little visit to Annie Oakley's grave, and the big meat of the meal was the Stone Mansion. Today, we visited some places. We aren't going to go into much detail on that, but we will tell you where we went. We went to the Anatomy of Death Museum.
It's fucking fantastic.
It's amazing. Definitely.
It is.
You gotta check it out. We're not gonna spoil anything here right now.
It's one of the coolest places, like, within an hour and a half of Toledo, Ohio. Like, it is fucking amazing. Like, it is so cool.
It's so cool. Definitely go visit it if you are into these kind of things. You have to go to this museum, and another person who just loves what they do is the owner of this museum. So you gotta go check it out just to meet this guy, because he's friggin' awesome, and you can tell he loves it when he walks into the door. When you walk into the door, you can tell he loves this place, because you walk in, you get the energy, and then other people walk in later, and they're getting the same energy from this guy.
Yeah.
Of excitement, welcome, what are you guys here for? Super excited. He doesn't get bored with it. He loves it every time somebody walks in that door.
He is the proudest man. Like, you would think that he is showing off his children. Like, this is the proudest man I have ever met. Like, he just walks in, he's like, yeah, this is what I do, and this is on my personal collection, and I love it, and I have so much stuff at my house, and like this, that, and the other. He's a proud little Papa Bear.
You call me Proud Papa.
I like it when you call me Proud Papa. He's a ginger.
And everything about that place just feels like a warm hug when you walk through the door.
Pizza.
Yeah, except for the death. Then it's a cold, warm hug. But
So it's a warm hug that smells like putrid death.
yeah, see,
But it's awesome.
that's the only detail we're going to give. There is a smell. You will smell death, but not the bad smell of death. It's going to be a smell that you can't compare to anything else. And if you smoke wait at least an hour after leaving before smoking something, because you will smoke the taste of death and you will want to fucking vomit, because I did it.
Yeah.
It was permeated in every part of me, and I was like, it tastes just like that. I literally opened the door and was like, about to puke.
He about puked. It was.
And it still tastes like that, but I've gotten used to it.
I mean,
Vaping will never be the same.
I can taste death.
But
It's
yeah.
my new gift.
it's great, and the dude that runs it, his name is Todd.
Todd?
He is all about like just people and just the stuff that he has, and he wants to show everybody, and he wants people to get involved. Like, he wants you to know that this shit is cool. Like, I traveled all over to get this stuff. I worked hard for it, and like, this is the fruit of my labor. Like, this is just what he loves to do, and he's just such an awesome person.
It's only gonna get better. Yeah, you're just gonna keep building it up.
Like, he's one of those people that like I would like abduct to like take out to just go hang out with. Like, you're gonna come with me and we're just gonna go
Seems
hang.
like our kind of people.
Yeah, he's our
Yes,
kind of
yeah.
I don't
people.
think you have to steal him.
And the only
Like, hey, get Todd, get in the fucking car.
there was only one problem I had with the Anatomy of Death Museum and Todd, and that's when he said, I'm 37. I was like, yeah, so am I. And then I immediately felt like, what the fuck have I done with my life? If this is what you're doing, and this is what I love too, what the fuck have I done with my life? Fuck you, Todd. And thank you.
Fuck
And
you.
thank you.
Fuck you and thank you. And can I
We're a bit jealous.
can I hug you?
I'll be back soon.
Gary wants to
Fucking
put Todd. Gary wants to put your beard in his mouth. Can he hire you as his side chick? Because he may pay for it.
It's also, I pointed this out, it is a good place to pick up goth chicks.
Yeah, it is. Like,
Because
there
they were
was.
flooding in there, dude.
Yeah.
It was like fucking open season up in there.
You were just like, it's like they could smell like the death, and they were like, I love it.
So if you are
So if you-
single and ready to mingle, go to the Anatomy of Death Museum, because it is a great place to pick up somebody who likes the creepy shit you like too.
Yeah, and that way you'll
And
be.
then you can both smell like death.
Exactly, you'll be good because you'll be like, oh, you're here checking out these dead things. Like, I like dead things too, and they'd be like, me too. And it's nothing awkward because, so like, if I go up to someone at a bar and be like, hey, baby, like, I like dead things. Like, you're gonna look at me like I'm a fucking idiot. But if we're in the same place checking out corpses, and I'm like, hey, I like that, you're like, yeah, I like that too, and you'd be like, yeah, what's up?
Yeah, bring a bucket.
Like, let's go. Like, let's go.
Bring a bucket. It's overflowing at the Anatomy of Death Museum.
It is.
You're
It is.
catching gas girls all the time. It's moist in there.
You should bring a fish, like a net, like a net made out of fishnet stockings, and just like catch these goth chicks. They'd be like, they flock to your net.
Just play some Cure.
And they also do like photo shoots and stuff there if you guys are interested in that. Like,
Yeah, they do photo shoots. They have a photographer there, and you get to pose with all the dead stuff and all the scantily clad clothing you'd like. Or
Yeah.
if you want to be fully dressed, I'm sure they do it too.
It's just not as fun.
It's just not as fun.
It's not as fun, but
Who wants to be fully dressed when they're next to a
Exactly.
full-on boner skeleton?
I mean, I can't. He told me I couldn't take my clothes off there, but
Yeah.
God, I wanted to.
And then he had to inform us that you wouldn't believe the people I actually have to tell that to.
Like, how? Like, I
Like,
don't
who just goes back there and they're just like, oh, shit.
Actually,
Well, you know, when they
like,
walk up
I
in
can
that
see
bubble.
that
Yeah.
because there's
I had an
actually
urge. I held it back.
there's actually like necrophiliacs. Like, it's a real fucking thing.
Yeah, that's true. There
And
is
they
a-
probably
very
like
true.
touch themselves and stuff, and he's just probably like, dude, like water. But he pulls the water bottle out, like, dude, put your pants back on.
So we're going too deep into this because we're going to get into this into another show.
Okay,
We're getting
okay.
way deep into
Yeah.
these boners.
We're gonna get. Wait, what?
The boners. the skeletons. The skeletons.
The bones.
So Anatomy of Death Museum. We're not. We didn't give them anything away really. So you have to go see it for yourself. You have to go check it out. I promise you, you're gonna love it. It doesn't look very big on the outside, but once you're on the inside, it's the fucking TARDIS, man. You're
Yeah.
in there Doctor Who style, and it
Yeah.
just blows up. He has a lot of awesome stuff. Definitely go check it out. And we hope soon we will have some more details that involves us and the Anatomy of Death Museum. So we will rewind back to that if the day ever comes. We have no details on that currently.
Oh, it's coming. I'm
It's
gonna
coming.
I'm gonna make it fucking happen.
And then
make
after
it
that, we made one extra little stop, just like we did with Annie Oakley. We found Jack Kevorkian's grave and went and visited that.
And let's just pass that over to Erin, because I've been friends with this girl for like 15 years, and I just recently found out how much she loves this man.
Yeah, I do.
Like, how excited were you?
I was really excited because I went to nursing school when I was 18 years old, and my very first paper in med school was about this man. Because I've always had the little creepy side. I love Halloween, like all that stuff. And I don't know, I just thought he was intriguing. Like, he was the darks of Dr. Death. Like, that's so cool. So, I probably got a couple of weird looks in school.
It's got a little
'cause they're
schoolgirl crush going.
What's everybody writing papers about? They're like, oh, this. And I'm like, Dr. Death.
But like,
And I finally found him today. So it was
like she was
an end of an
adamant.
era.
Like, she was so adamant about finding it. Like, we were so ready to give up, and we were just like,
Yeah.
you know what? It's so fucking cool. Like, we
'Cause,
should just. And
like-
we were just like, she had like the little schoolgirl look at her eyes. She's like, I want to find it. And she's
Yeah.
like, so.
We're like digging through ice to find
Literally,
graves.
Yeah.
like all these
20
gravestones
graves, they're all
were
covered
just
in
covered in ice.
Covered in ice.
So we're like booting the hell out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Me with an infected and grown toenail,
Yeah.
trying to kick with my heel, like. And then I was like, screwed, I'll just use my hands, and I fucked up my finger. I was like, guys, I can't do this. So Sam's over there like, shit kickers! Just kicking the hell out of graves.
I'm like, fuck it.
Finally,
I'm finding this for
at
Aaron.
the literal moment, we're like, it's getting cold, we're gonna have to give up. Sam kicks one and goes, Kevorkian!
So,
It was my victory cry. Like, Kevorkian!
so we found it. It was really cool. It felt like, for me, like an end of an era. Like, I can close that chapter now.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
awesome.
we've been
And we did a little
EVP?
tape recording session. So
we
we'll
have
listen to that.
we haven't
Mhm.
reviewed that yet. So if we find anything at Jack Kevorkian's grave, you'll hear about it on
I
our
did like a
next
10-minute
episode.
recording, 10-15 minutes, and then I did like I took a bunch of pictures and stuff, so.
I did a bit of recording. We also did some recording in the Anatomy of Death Museum.
Yes, I actually took my recorder and put it inside of the horse-drawn hearse, and I was like asking questions like when no one else was back there, so we'll see what.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I just carried my phone in my pocket on record because I didn't think to bring any equipment. I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to the museum to check out some stuff. And then they're like, we brought some equipment. And I'm like, I didn't.
Like, it's alright. But like like I'm excited to go back because he's getting another one. He's getting a child's one, and oh my god,
That's
I
cool.
cannot wait. I
Yeah,
can't
we'll
wait. Like
definitely be going back.
he showed me and Aaron a picture. Did you see it, Gary?
I did not.
Oh my god. It's like it was carved out of black marble. Like, this thing was so cool, like, and so fucking cool.
And supposedly this guy
So
actually
exciting.
owned Jack Kevorkian's van at one point, and now it's in Zach Bagan's museum.
Yeah, I think with that, like, he may have sold it to the pawn shop in Detroit, and then Detroit pawn
Sold
shop
it to
sold
Zach
it to
Bagan's.
Zach Bagan's. Like, that's what I think happened.
But yeah, we met like maybe one of the owners of Kevorkian's van, and then we went and saw Kevorkian himself.
Todd, you're my favorite
And
person.
fits.
now we're finishing off with the Immortal Undead.
Yes, the immortal
So our
undead.
death trip today is nothing like.
We're all gone.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Aaron's still got hers. We're all empty.
Aaron,
Just nursing it.
Aaron's like,
You guys are thirsty.
we're thirsty
It's
bitches.
a long show.
We got some thirst.
Hour 40 minutes.
Well, I'm the only one left. That was very good.
Oh
And
yes,
it's
it's
so
awesome.
delicious.
It's great.
So, Jeff, what did you think about the beer that I picked for the show?
This meat is pretty delicious.
Yeah, it's for you.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
it's very good.
So we're gonna give a thumbs up to the
Yeah.
Immortal Undead mead.
Good.
So check that out if you can find it anywhere. Google it wherever you can find it. Definitely get it. There is the brewery we went to that
It's-
definitely has it right now.
Kunin, it's like really weird.
Kuhn.
It's like
It's a weird spelling,
it's
weird
like
looking.
it's like a German. It's like
It's like
KUHENN. Yeah, it's like like
But
that's what it is.
That's where we had it. And you know, breweries, they change their menus up quite a bit, so who knows if
Yeah.
it'll be there if you go there, but just to be safe. Immortal Undead, look that stuff up. It's amazing.
It's really
I
cool.
had it at both of their breweries today, and again when I got home. So it's just Immortal Undead all day for me, Death Museum, and a graveyard. We just keep with the theme.
That
It all
is, you see
fits.
This is the location.
This is the brewery. I don't know if you can see it on the screen.
I don't know
If
either.
they want to
I
see
can't. I can't pull it up.
it. So if y'all want to get some of this tasty beverage,
This tasty beverage.
it is Kuhhen. Kuhnen.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. It's a little blurry, but
Yeah, you get the idea.
you got the point.
Clinton Township, Michigan. I think those are the only two. Like you can only, and it's so weird because they're so
There's
close
two.
to each other, but one of them sells food and one of them doesn't.
Yeah, one of them's better than the
So
other.
the one in Clinton Township sells food, but the other one doesn't.
Yeah, so it's a little confusing. That's why we went to both.
and it's also a winery. So if you're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I don't like beer, so it's a brewery, a meadery, and a winery all in one. So
Definitely.
we didn't try the wine, but you know,
The mead's closest we can get to the wine. It was great. We loved it. We loved it. Here drinking it on the show again. Jeff's first time drinking it, and he likes it as well. So we're gonna give that a thumbs up all the way around. We'll be seeing you guys again, hopefully soon, as we start to get ready to plan out our next investigations, as we have had our downtime for the winter. And once the winter weather starts to lift up, we will be moving on to some more investigations, and hopefully
we have one that we're planning, and we're trying to get all the dates in a row. So as soon as we get it confirmed with all of us, we'll announce that to you. But until then, secrets.
we got big things coming this year, guys. We haven't seen you in a while, so hope you had a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
I know y'all got COVID. I know y'all got. I know y'all got it.
I'm
Pretty much
literally
we all
So
off of work right now because someone I work with had COVID, so I'm just sitting at home.
Jeff got over it about a month ago. I just got over it about 2 weeks
A
ago.
week before Christmas, I was.
Erin's got that Odry strain, so she's like good to go.
Yeah, she's got that hydro immunity.
She's got that. She's got that. Those sweet drippings from the old school. Go, go.
Lizards all like lizards hunched over the toilet. Like, guys, shut up.
Please tell me you guys named that damn lizard.
Yeah. It's Miko.
Miko.
Meko. Liz's choice has nothing to do with my friend Miko. So that's gonna wrap it up for us, guys. It's not my gecko.
I don't give a shit. You can know that it's a fucking woman.
So aggressive.
It's not my gecko. So that's gonna wrap it up for us, guys. That was the Stone Mansion, Annie Oakley's grave, the Anatomy and Death Museum, and Jack of Organ's grave. We will be rounding ourselves back to those last two items a bit later on, with more details in the future.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, stay tuned. Things will be coming up. Check our social medias. You can find us at Facebook/Division3AM. That's where you find usually our live shows and everything will be on there. We post our episodes there, all our podcasts. Everything's going to be there. That's
And this year, how about we work on, if anybody has any like investigations they want us to do, how about we make this a revolution? Like, you know, like New Year's revolution?
yeah. You want us
We
to
can just
come?
like come investigate, like message us, like we're like good. Like,
Yeah,
we will come out and we will take the time.
We did just do a residential
Yeah, I'm just
investigation.
saying, like we're not getting very many like residentials, and
We
we
haven't
would like.
talked about that yet, but we haven't finished reviewing that yet.
Yeah.
But we did do a very serious residential investigation, which I am happy to report that house is clean.
Woo! Good job, guys.
Everything is
Woo!
calm. The
We
house
did good.
blessing
Good
worked
job,
well,
good job.
and they are experiencing no more activity, no more problems.
So guys, like reach out to us, message us, tell us what's going on. We'll try to make time for you. Like I'm sure we can. Between the four of us, we can make time.
Yep.
Between Erin being in New York where she's at and us being in Toledo, we're willing to travel. Like we'll come to you.
Yeah, we'll come. So,
I was like, wait. Disregard that.
Oh.
That's going to wrap it up, guys. That's the end of our show. You can go check us out, like I said, over at facebook.com/division3am. That's where we post all of our shows and keep everything that we put out up to date. But if you really want to stay up to date, the most information you're going to find is the constantly updated Instagram, which you can also find us at Division3am. That's Erin running that because she's always posting something.
She's
She
a
got,
fucking beast,
yeah,
man.
she's got the social media golden touch because we're all like,
Every day, man.
yeah, I'm always like, Division3am posted again.
Entertained.
I'm more. I'm just as entertained by it. Like I get the notification like Division3am posted
Can you
again.
sync Facebook Division3am with Instagram?
Yeah, you can.
Yes,
Then can you do that because like Facebook is slacking? Because I don't know who the fuck is running our Facebook. Who's fucking running our Facebook? But they are shit.
It's like that responsibility has been passed in a circle forever.
Hey, I posted something recently. I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember what the last thing I posted. I was like, I give up.
everywhere.
Yeah, we got it everywhere.
Yep,
So
check
just
out-
check us out.
Yep,
Like,
The last
Check
thing
out-
I posted was the history of Stone Mansion. Before we did
That's
that
true.
investigation in
October.
and like I said,
Actually, the last thing that was posted that I remember was Jeff's birthday.
no, I posted something about the ghost outside.
Oh,
if
the
they're
frozen
close.
ghost, man. That has gotten more
Yeah.
responses
If-
than anything.
if
We
they're
still
clo-
are getting responses
Yeah.
for that.
But like, so for that, if you guys are on Facebook and you guys want to reach out to us and like you want to see us do something or you would like to see content for us to do, just reach out and tell us. Like, we're fucking people. Like, we're
somebody.
just exactly. Reach
I'm
out.
not a person. I don't know what you're talking about.
Reach out and touch us. Besides Jeff, because he's weird. He'll probably get sexual. It'll be weird.
So definitely check
They
us
might
out
like
there.
it. I am juicy.
Facebook,
Why?
Instagram. You can find us on YouTube as well. That's where we upload all of our episodes. And hopefully soon we will be doing a new Spook Duke review
Oh my God,
because
yeah.
I have worked on a new intro for that show and I need to use it, goddammit, because it took me a long damn time.
I'm sitting on an evidence. Like, I'm sitting on content. for
I've got
that.
some
I
saved
am.
too. We got
I
a new
am.
Spook Duke review coming. That's coming in the future. We can't say when because the last time we said that it was like 5 episodes later and we're still like Spook Duke review coming soon. So look forward to that in the future. You can also check us out on Spotify, iTunes, Anchor, any place that you find your podcast, and twice on iTunes. So look for the one with the most episodes, and that'll be the right one. Don't know how to get rid of the other one. It's a long, confusing mystery. But that's going to wrap it up, guys. Check out all our social medias. Check out our t-shirt store. It's on our website, which I did not mention is division3am.com, and also theaftermathpodcast.com. We have 2 websites now. We cross-reference them both. Division3am has the podcast and all of our evidence, and then Aftermath is solely just for the podcast. So check out both of those. We drank the immortal undead, and we feel like it.
Oh yeah.
And as you know, it's 3 a.m. somewhere.
Cling. Cling, cling. Cheers up. I got a dripple.